Cal, you just got back from Afghanistan. You were there for 2 weeks. What do you make of the war there? Can we win, and what do we need to do to succeed?
Sure. Well, it's been good to be home for the last couple of weeks. I've left back in July. It was a relatively short deployment. Let me make clear, my observations are mine, and I'm certainly not speaking for the Army or the Department of Defense, but I think we're making some progress there. There have been security improvements. Pakistan, though, is not being a constructive part of the equation. There are still big problems with the Taliban leadership across the border. The Haqqani family network committed some spectacular attacks while I was there, including the killing of the former president. So we've got a lot more work to do. We are fighting a different enemy today than the one that committed September 11th. We've killed over 2/3 of the al-Qaeda leadership, and we've decapacitated their ability to carry out anything that would hurt us here at home.
Back at home, you returned to a politically volatile North Carolina ahead of 2012, where it will be a major player in national elections as well as state-level elections. What do you make of Governor Bev Perdue's chances in 2012?
I think it's an exciting time to be a North Carolinian. We've got the convention next summer, which is something to look forward to. The president is working hard to make North Carolina a blue state again next fall. I think that Governor Perdue has a tough road ahead of her, but I admire her courage. I admire some of the stands that she's taken. I would like to see her successful, and I'm supporting her reelection bid. She's going to have to make a compelling case for why she deserves another 4 years. It's a case that I think that she can make, but I think it's going to be a very tough campaign.
We'll play a political pundit here. What is the case? What is the message you think will work for her, or her strongest points?
Among the values that have made North Carolina strong and unique is the investments that we've made in education over the years. She has to make a very compelling case that she believes and supports and stands with educators and schools, standing for educating our children. They have suffered tremendous budget cuts that cut really into the fabric of who we are as a state. She has to contrast that, I think, pretty sharply with the people and the agenda that led to those budget cuts. So she's going to have to talk an awful lot about education and what she's doing and what she will do to make our schools strong again.
You think Democrats can take back the legislature?
I think we've got a strong group of candidates about to take the field. I've tuned in since I got home, and the recruitment efforts are strongly underway. We're going to put some great candidates forward. The Republicans have stacked the deck about as strongly as they can with their redistricting efforts, but we're going to put great people forward. We're going to make sure that they can get their messages across, and I'm optimistic that we'll be successful.
You're going to an event with Organizing for America later today, President Obama's organization. He's entering North Carolina that's different than the one he left in November 2008. Democrats lost about 130,000 registered voters for their party. His approval ratings are obviously not where he'd like them to be. How tough of a road does he face in 2012 in North Carolina?
He's doing what he needs to do here in North Carolina. He's giving us the attention that is required. We should put that to use for the good of our state, first of all. But second of all, I think his focus on middle-class security is so important. Folks really can tell that they're working harder and harder and falling further behind. And while he didn't create the mess that we're in, folks expect him to show us the path forward. I think when he starts comparing the steps that he's taken to repair this economy and put people back to work with some of the plans, frankly, that I think we've heard before and that contributed to the financial meltdown in 2008 and that has persisted, I think when folks see a choice that they're going to be favorably impressed with what he's offering. You know, he's also, I admire him for making very difficult decisions in foreign policy. This is a guy who made some very tough calls that I think are good for the security of our country, and I think North Carolinians are going to respond to that.
What grade do you give his handling of the war?
I give him stronger marks than I expected to. I don't know that I could give it a grade. But for a person whose background was in community organizing, who had not served in the U.S. Senate for long, he's made some gutsy calls. I think he did the right thing by giving counterinsurgency a chance in Afghanistan. I give him tremendous credit for responsibly winding down Iraq and bringing home the troops in Iraq. I give him high marks for ending Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Across the board, whether it's focusing on Al-Qaeda, which he has done with a laser-like focus. He's made some really gutsy calls, and I give him really high marks for that.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.